the opportunity of interviewing Dr. Florian. Like so many other interviews we've had for the past 10 years, I expected to talk about science and technology. Unfortunately, 2 months before, his late wife, Dr. Migen Dibra, had passed away. And what was supposed to be a nice talk about sustainability ended up being the revelation of a true horror story. And today, since we've had new facts coming up to the light of knowledge, we, as promised, are having another interview. So I would like to welcome Dr. Florian Congoli. Hello, Dr. Florian. I'm not going to say it's a pleasure having you here since the subject is still very painful for you, I'm sure.
Yes.
But
Hello, Mark.
as we promised, I would like to enlighten our audience about the new facts that have come up.
Well, explosive details came up. You remember last time you made a short follow-up of the interview. Our interview was so long, horrible, 1 hour and 40 minutes, and still available for everyone. It got about 10,000 views. And then you followed up. You described her email, last email before passing away to her doctors in the hospital. The last sentence of the email was, "Shame on those who decided to kill me at this hospital." And now we find out that the last 2 chemotherapies administered to her in the hospital were banned, were prohibited to be used in Canada and in United States. First one was Taxol. Second one was Paraplatin-AQ.
Yeah, I'm going to take the liberty of showing some slides here with some documentation you sent me in advance so we can demonstrate to the public, show proof that what we are speaking is the reality of the facts, okay?
Correct.
So you mentioned about Taxol, and we've got the first slide here. I'm going to let you speak, and as you speak, I'm going to move on the slides, okay?
Okay. So the first thing is, the question is, what's the proof that they use Taxol? Legitimate question, correct?
Okay.
So here we have official documents in the file from the hospital. Treatment plan, Taxol at these doses, correct?
Okay.
This is in about 100 of documents. Here it is a confirmation from the head of the board, oncology tumor board. Migen asked specifically what kind of chemotherapy is her right as a patient. The board decided to use on me. The reply from the director of the board is Taxol, correct? And there are hundreds of documents in the file.
Yeah, I saw the documents you showed me in Greece when we met. It was something like this. I don't know how many pages, but sure it was above 200. I don't know how many. But...
So all of those mention Taxol. So there is no doubt that Taxol was administered, correct? Because Taxol is a trademark of Bristol Myers Squibb in the United States, a company in the United States. Nobody has the right to use it, that trademark. And you see here, after administering Taxol, she almost died. And you see here in the official document, the note from the doctor, unusual toxicity 1 week after Taxol of this dosage. Correct?
Correct.
They are not mentioning any generic form or any molecular. It is Taxol. And she got burned all over. Her tonsils almost disappeared. So the whole body disappeared. Instead of curing cancer, the kidney were almost destroyed by this Taxol. And you can see the tonsils are not there anymore. There are holes in terms of tonsils.
Yeah, it's the image on the right. The image on the left, we have the demonstration of what should be there. And on the right, you can see some holes in the...
Holes. Yeah. Not only disappeared, but you have holes on that. The whole body internal organs were like that. Correct? The issue is she asked them, and they confirmed in the hospital this kind of reaction never happened. and she asked them to report to Health Canada. They are obliged by law. They don't need her to ask them to report to Health Canada. They are obliged by law. And what happened? They didn't. They did not report to Health Canada.
And probably on the other slide, we understand why.
Yes, exactly. Because Taxol has been without any license in Canada since 2012, has been prohibited, has been banned to be produced or to be administered in Canada. And this is the official documents. We are, a law society.
This is available on the website. Any person can go to the website and check it out.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if we are speaking for a law society, everything is based on documents, correct?
Yes.
This is an official document. You cannot ignore it. If you ignore it, you commit perjury. And this is available to all doctors, correct?
Okay.
But it is not only banned or prohibited in Canada. In the United States also, you have the official document.
This slide here, FDA.
FDA, and it shows exactly that has been without a license. The license has been withdrawn since 2012.
Okay.
So two things are sure. We are absolutely certain, beyond any reasonable doubt, that Taxol was used because it was the commercial name of Taxol used. There is hundreds of documents in the file. There is no generic name mentioned, and everything what is written in the file follows Health Canada laws. There are specific laws. If it is a generic name, you have to put the molecule name, and below it you have to put commercial name. It is legal requirement. If it is a generic name, you have to put generic name. There is no generic name. It is Taxol, paclitaxel or Taxol. So this was the first drug administered. She almost died.
Just to confirm, this medication was banned from Canada in 2012.
Correct.
And it was administered to her in 2023.
2023.
11
years later. The question is, where did they find it? Where they got it from? That's the question.
Okay.
But it was not the first. It was not the only one. And it is another one, banned or prohibited drug. It's called Paraplatin-AQ. This is a photo being administered directly to Migen, and I took the photo myself. You can see clearly there. It's carboplatin.
Yeah, we can see her name in the bottle there.
The name is about them, and
Dibra,
also it is a barcode there. What is the use of the barcode in the hospital? Not to do any error of the medication. So this is completely genuine. There cannot be any error. And you see specifically, it's carboplatin. That's a molecule name. And what do you see below? Paraplatin-AQ. This is a commercial trademark name. And this follows exactly the Health Canada laws, federal laws. You are obliged to put it this way. First, the molecule name, and second, commercial name. So there is no doubt, beyond any reasonable doubt, Paraplatin-AQ has been used. Correct? Now,
correct.
Okay, this was my photo. What about the files in the hospital? It is clearly confirmed. It is exactly the same thing. It is a first name, it is a molecule name, and below, it's not even in parentheses now, it is Paraplatin-AQ with the doses and so on. So there is no doubt that it is Paraplatin-AQ. The problem is, it is beyond reasonable doubt is Paraplatin-AQ. Why she died? Because of this, 11 days later. Because Paraplatin-AQ is prohibited in Canada since 2007. This
2007.
Is so about 16 years, 17 years prior. 17 years prior. And this is the official document in the website. Everybody can go and see that is consult post-market. Since 2007, Paraplatin-AQ. Paraplatin-AQ. The issue is both these drugs, Taxol and Paraplatin-AQ, has been produced by Bristol Myers Squibb. We contacted the company. We contacted even the company, both companies that administer, and they do not even have in their inventory anymore since 2007. They even had trouble. We have confirmation from them that they have not produced it anymore. And it is their trademark. Correct? So it is beyond a reasonable doubt that Taxol and carboplatin, as exactly as trademarks, commercial name, have been administered. And these are both banned or prohibited drugs in Canada and United States. Now you can argue, okay, they used probably generic version. That's also that's also against the law. It's against the law because first the patient should know what you are administering to him, and second, Health Canada specifically has laws how the labeling has to be done. First, you have to put the molecule name, I'm repeating it, and second will be commercial name. There is no way around it. It is federal law. So there is no way they can claim it is a generic version. A generic version by Health Canada laws, you have to put the molecule name and the generic name. Like ibuprofen. Ibuprofen, there are many companies that produces ibuprofen. It's a molecule name. But ibuprofen has Advil, has Motrin, and other names. So you put ibuprofen and you put below Advil. You cannot put ibuprofen and put Motrin when it is not Motrin, but it is Advil. Yeah. This is for a pharmacist or for a doctor. This is elementary. It is like how can I say? It is like a policeman. He doesn't know how to read a speed ticket, or it is a baseball person doesn't know how to interpret elementary rules in baseball or football. So it's impossible. It's inconceivable to play around with it. It's inconceivable. So, and yes, sorry, continue.
Now, Dr. Florian, we are talking about what happened. Is there any possibility, I mean, beyond any reasonable doubt, that this was administered by mistake? It was a human error or something like this? Because
that's a very good question, and I'm letting you to draw the conclusion.
Okay.
In order to be an error, a doctor has to prescribe. A pharmacist has to approve it. The technician that prepares the chemotherapy has to find in an inventory, in the computer system, in the network, has to take it to prepare it. This has to be approved again by a pharmacist, then have to be checked by the doctor, and then have to be checked by the nurse who administered it. So there are about 6 parties here. All they didn't know that is illegal. Can this be an error? It
shouldn't even be the pharmacy, right?
Yes. Can this be an error? It's a pharmacy of the hospital. Can this?
And it hadn't been banned like 6 months before. It had
been
banned
17 years.
Yeah,
17 years.
This is incredible. This is incredible.
If we are a law society based on document, we have to go by the documents and what it is publicly available in the website. Correct? We have to follow the laws that describe proper labeling. So if we don't follow them, we are joking. The issue is there are many questions. Where do they find these drugs? 17 years after they have not produced by the company.
Okay.
Where do they come from? They come illegally from another country. They are illegally produced in Canada or United States or overseas. The other question is, who is interested in using these drugs? And why? For sport? For pleasure? I doubt. There should be a financial interest, for sure, because there are so many parties. But this is up to authorities to investigate and to draw the right conclusion. If you open the Canadian Criminal Code, it is clearly, if I read it to you, it is clearly that according to the code, I'm not saying myself, but according to the code, it's culpable homicide. So it fits
administering banned
to my opinion, and I
substance?
strongly think so. It can be considered culpable homicide.
And have you
Not
taken,
me.
you
If
are
you follow
taking
the
legal
code,
actions, right? Civil
yes,
and
we're going to
criminal.
follow the legal actions, criminally and civil.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to let this, because there are many people, uh, uh, you know, uh, the illegal 17 years prohibited and still being used. Not only being used, but even mentioning the name. 17 years after there was no license. Who produces it? So this is an explosive story. This is this has to be to be investigated, and then we're going to go up to the end. We will not let anything, any wall, uh, anything unturned. We're going to go up to the end, up to the end, up to the end.
Dr. Florian, I would like to make you an invitation. Uh, we are going to meet in person soon. Yes, 2 or 3 weeks, we are going to be meeting soon. And I would love to talk to you in person, I mean, face to
Sure,
face in a studio.
sure.
And you have, I've seen, we met in October in person during SIPS on the island of Crete. And at that time, you showed me, like I said, something like this of documents that we cannot, we cannot, we don't have the means of showing these documents here now. I would like to invite you, if you agree, to sit again in a studio and show all these documents and maybe talk for 2 or 3 hours with all the details, because I think we owe it to Dr. Migen. What do you say?
Right. Yes, I agree.
Okay,
With pleasure.
so we have a date. We are going to confirm the date, but in 2 or 3 weeks from now, we are going to meet and show all these documents. We are going to take pictures and facsimiles of them so we can post it and even have like all of them maybe in a PDF version to be posted so anybody can analyze them page by page and see how robust this case is. You've been investigating, and there are many people involved and many authorities involved for the past 10 months for sure.
Well, that's a multifaceted horror story. There are more aspects on it, but here we concentrate only in two illegal drugs. Irrefutable proof that the drugs are illegal. So
Yeah, this is undeniable.
this is undeniable, but there are so many other aspects of this case that we're going to go one by one.
Okay, so we have a date and we will let everybody know. And I've heard that very soon you'll be launching a website and also so in social media something about Dr. Migen. Yes, about this pursuit for justice for Dr. Migen. So on this next encounter we are going to promote it and let everybody know about where you can find all the details about this tragic horror story.
Correct, Mario.
Okay, very good. So I would like to thank you very much for this interview we had, this talk we had about Dr. Migen Dibra. And I would like to invite you who are watching us to get posted and follow what we are doing, because this investigation has a long way to go. Yes, and I'm sure that this would be probably, if we didn't have these documents to show, it would be very hard to believe that this really happened. But as we said, these are the undeniable facts that are based upon very solid and robust documents. So keep posted, follow us for more news on this tragic story of Dr. Migen Dibra. I'm Mario Linhares, broadcasting from Nova Friburgo, Brazil.